What's good, people? It's your boy Venom inside.
Hey, hello, hi. It's your home slice Tammy Zane. How you guys doing? Welcome to episode 7.
Jeez.
I know. And it's the end of the year.
Yeah, this is the end of the year show.
This is it. 2022 is next week. So it's the last episode of the year. It's come around quite quickly. Although technically we've not been recording that long, but still.
We're about to do it for our second year now.
Basically. We're going to do this episode a bit differently because we're going to do a recap of 2021. It has been a mad year. And like I say, we started this podcast on the 15th of December.
I don't even know. No, wait. What? And we filmed like 7 episodes since the 15th of December.
We started this baby on the 15th of November. And so there's a lot of topics that we've missed this year. And so we want to cover it all the big stuff anyway. We're going to try. So yeah, man, let's get into it. Venom.
Okay.
Before we do, though, where's my manners? How was your week?
My week?
Yeah, how you been since the last time we...
You know what? It's been a whirlwind, isn't it? I can't even get into it. We'll do all of that next year. But I'm good, people. I'm good. I'm alive. Like, how have you been? I mean...
I'm good. I'm good.
We started off the year in quite a major way. If we look over to America with the riots that happened, was it at the Capitol?
Yeah. Let's start there. That's what got Trump impeached, thank God.
Did he actually get impeached?
It feels like a lifetime ago.
I swear he's still not actually impeached. He's just no longer their president, but I don't think he actually got impeached.
There's people Isn't that what sparked the impeachment trial? So I think that was the main thing of there being of him being impeached.
Yeah, they always wanted to impeach him.
And then the riots, they were like, "That's the straw that broke the camel's back," and they were like, "Yeah, we need to do the trial now."
I mean, yeah.
To the point where he almost didn't go to his own. When they hand over the. He almost didn't go. He almost didn't go to the ceremony. I forget the name of the ceremony, but he almost didn't go.
I am terrible with the knowledge on
Joe Biden's inauguration.
Well, it would have been Joe Biden's inauguration. Yeah. We have to pass over the power to the new man in charge.
Trump was such a shit president.
He was terrible.
My God.
Made to look even worse by the fact that he was preceded by Obama for 2 terms, not just one.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I just remember when he got presidency, that was around the time, or it felt like it was around the same time that we voted Brexit in the UK. It
was not long after, before that. Yeah, he was definitely their president, and then we did the Brexit thing. I was like,
and I thought to myself, cool. The world is ending because I'm dramatic.
The whole world,
it's over.
It's just 2 foolish countries now.
I said it's over.
Nah.
I said it's done.
They can't.
I was like, what is the world coming to? Is this our future? Donald Trump as America's president.
I mean, that says more about America than it does about anything else, because how that guy can be the president of what is supposed to be the most important country in the Western world is ridiculous, to say the least. But even just to skip back to that riot thing, for a brief second, I wanted to paint this scenario for you, because every time I think about it, the way the whole thing went, I'm like, this is the wildest story that's ever happened in America in my lifetime that I've been fully present for. Because if you skip forward a few years and just picture Barack Obama giving a speech whilst Donald Trump was running against him, and it was looking a bit evident that he's going to lose to Trump. This is a scenario, not reality. And so in his speech, he alludes that Black America should go and riot and storm the Capitol.
I'll tell you something, yeah.
And they do it.
It would have been so peak.
And they knock down the doors, they break the windows, they sit in the Oval Office, they do all of that. And they come out and nobody dies.
It still would have been peak. If a big group of black people went and stormed the Capitol, there would have been so many deaths. Because the police would have been shooting up the place.
They would have been shooting from when they were walking to the Capitol. Let alone when they get in and break in.
Yeah.
And desecrate the whole place, the whole history, the whole democracy.
It wouldn't have gone well.
Can you
We're smiling
imagine?
About it, but it's actually not funny.
It's not funny at all, but that's what makes it so funny. How can people act like the racism is not rife when you're watching mobs, terrorists even?
They're actually terrorists. They're actually terrorists.
I'm all censoring the words. They're mob. It's all white. They're mob.
How do they get in?
Terrorists.
How do they get in? Because this is the Capitol.
But people is assisting them. Because you know when you have the subconscious bias, they're seeing white people, they're like, oh wait, it's this way. You want to go to the Capitol? Come there. Oh, let me open the door for you, sir.
Crazy.
Yeah. And they're smashing.
We started the year. I think that set the tone for the rest of the year. Because for the rest of the year, there's definitely been a whole. I mean, like
an undertone.
We deal with racism all the time in the community. Well, ethnic minorities, I think, deal with racism, but definitely in our community, it's like obviously. But it definitely set an undertone, man. Because I feel like it's been a theme throughout the whole year. It's been.
But 2020 as well.
Yeah. Because that's when we had like the BLM protests and stuff like that.
I feel like it almost was.
But this year, it was almost like. It wasn't as aggressive. It was more undertone. Because remember, this is the same year where we had the Euros and 3 beautiful black men did penalties against Italy, and because they missed and we lost the game, leading to Italy winning the Euros, in the UK we had weeks of racism, racist comments,
overt,
explicit,
historic,
calling
dry, talentless racism.
My bro Saka a monkey.
Madness.
Small 18-year-olds. Saka.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does. Do you know what? It does matter because he's young. No, I'm not saying that old people.
He could be as old. I'm not saying he could be even younger.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that old people should experience racism more than young people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in terms of the game, the actual football game, and the pressure that was on his head to take the last penalty shoot. Yeah, he's never done that before. Yeah, and then on top of that now, because he missed, and it was the last penalty shoot that for the game, he's lost, and then he got the brink of it. I feel like more people went for Saka than they did anyone else for that reason.
Whoever's the last person is always going to get it the worst.
Fair enough.
Because they technically are the ones.
But this is why I'm bringing up his age.
If you know what I mean.
This is why I'm bringing up his age, in that I feel like it was so unfair to put him in the like they could have put.
No. I can think of one other example. I swear down, I don't watch football. Please, people don't quote me like this. Yeah, football is not my. I'm not a.
I don't watch football either. But that Euros, I watched it, yo.
I don't watch sports, but way back in the day, I swear it was Michael Owen who was like taking penalties for England, and he must have been like about 18 as well. And it was a similar scenario, and he missed, and then they just gunned him in the media for time.
Okay, but it's the same point.
Wasn't racism.
It's the same point I'm making. Like, I don't think Saka should have been put as one of the people doing the penalty for that Euro game.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna disagree only because this is man's job, innit? And for that reason, I would say, okay, if I was in a hospital. And I don't know, I needed some open heart surgery, let's say, something mad's gone on, and my doctor walks in, and my doctor is, it's impossible, innit, because of how long you have to study, but just for argument's sake, my doctor is 18 years old, and this is their profession. I don't care if it's the 18-year-old doctor or the 50-year-old doctor or the...
I do.
Whichever doctor has walked in, but I'm saying theoretically, whichever doctor has walked in that room, they need to be able to do the job.
I want someone that is... I want someone that is more experienced.
That's the job of the manager.
Exactly. So going back to my point, I don't think that Saka should have been put. It's too much pressure for him at this point in his career, and I think he's incredibly strong because not just for the racist backlash, but even to have the whole of the game on your head like that. Small age. I don't care about. He's a footballer. He gets paid bare peas, red hair. In this country, we care about football so much. That pressure would have been a lot in it. And I just feel like when I think about Saka with his baby face, I'm just like, oh. It's like
imagine someone comes in, sees you working, and they're like, oh.
But I'm just like,
that's his job. That's his job.
I don't care.
That's his job.
I don't care. It doesn't mean just because something's your job doesn't mean that you should experience pressure like that. It doesn't mean you should. Your well-being matters at work, okay?
Of course your well-being matters.
So come on, it's his job, cool, but come on, there was more experienced footballers they could have put there. Where was Grealish?
There were. He might have been the one that lined up the penalties. I don't know, man, but
it was peak. I just remember, I know you said you don't watch sports. I don't watch football. But I watched that particular game, and I was on the edge of my seat, and like England scored within like the first 4 or 5 minutes or something like that, and I thought we've got a chance at this, right? And then when it got to the penalties, I was like, no, it's done. We're not gonna win, and that was disappointing enough because I just gave this sport 90 minutes of my life. I don't watch football.
That's why I can't.
My heart was racing, blood pressure was high, and then literally within minutes of Saka missing that penalty, I was on Twitter because with me, when I watch certain things, I'm on Twitter because the commentary on Twitter is unmatched. Like,
sometimes you do have to watch and read
so
at the same time.
And
sometimes
within seconds, the racist comments were coming out thick and fast, and then you go on, when you went on Saka's and Rashford, and I forget the third guy. Guys, forgive me, I don't know football listeners. I'm even trying. You know, the worst thing is I'm not seeing it, man. I'm thinking Jesy Nelson. Even for me to say Grealish, but I mean Grealish is hot. Grealish is hot, but still, even for me to say Grealish, for me to even know the names, you don't need to rate me still. But just saying. But I just remember going on their like Instagram pages and seeing like comments, and just feeling like, as a black person, I was like, wow, like, and these people just months ago, came out with a report and said to us that there's no racism.
Oh, so that
if my research serves me correct, because I did some research, obviously, because gotta make sure you know what you're talking about before you do these things. But the report came out in March this year.
I don't know when the football match was.
The football happened in July.
Jeez.
Exactly.
So the proof is in the pudding.
So it was literally like, and you know what? The whole the reason why I say that there's been an undertone of racism, is because at the start of the year, there was the US riots and all that, blah blah blah. By March, Meghan and Harry had their interview with Oprah, and Meghan was talking about racism in the royal family, and Piers Morgan was getting all upset, saying, "Nah, she's chatting shit, blah blah blah."
Piers is wet,
relentless. I hate him. Anyway,
damn.
There was all of that talk, and so people online were talking about, well, yeah, I'm not surprised there's racism in within the royal family. because the UK is racist. and
you know,
and then that same month where Meghan was revealing that people were questioning the skin tone of Archie before he was born, they were wondering if is he gonna be brown. Oh my God forbid, you've got a brown person in our family, right? Then they come up with this stupid report to say, oh nah, the UK, there's no racism here. Only for 2-3 months later for one football game.
Yeah,
to unravel the whole
country
thing
on his head. But you know what? Just to skip back to the Archie thing, this even lets you know how uneducated these people are. Because aside from like genetic throwbacks, look at Meghan's complexion and look at Harry's complexion.
But that's not the point.
How are you ever gonna have like a dark baby?
But it's not. I don't think they meant that the baby was gonna be dark. I think they were just questioning.
No, but they were questioning.
They were just thinking, right, this baby's gonna have black features. In of itself enough. Is a problem. All of them are as white as snow.
It's a cold world, boy.
We were like, well, I mean, finally someone's out in that. I mean, come on, these people colonized how many different countries, and we know, yeah, you lot don't marry anyone from an ethnic minority background. You keep it. They don't marry just about anyone. They're an elitist group. Yeah, so but by nature, they're gonna have to be classist, racist. And a lot of who said that ethnic minorities cannot be elitist? No, they can be elite, but I'm saying they are an elitist group. So within that, there's going to be even more ists that go along with but
them
you can go and marry
specific.
You can go and marry a princess from Nigeria. Yeah, all elitists together.
They marry people from their own family, so that
they marry white, innit? So they marry elitist. They marry elite. They marry elitist, but they marry white. So going back to my point is they marry white. Yeah, forget they marry elitist. They marry white. But
it's not just white, because there's, as far as I know, and someone could educate me, but there's no same-sex relationships within the monarchy.
But that's not the point of the topic here. The point of the topic here is that they're racist. So when Meghan and Harry came out and they said what they said, and everybody was like, in the black community, everyone was like, we're not surprised because you lot don't marry out. Meghan was the first person who they somewhat accepted into their family who has even a speck of ethnic minority background. We're talking about race. I'm not talking about anything else but race here. Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to the monarchy and race, we already knew that there was some sort of, discrimination against anything that is not white, because they want it. That's what they want. Yeah. So it wasn't a surprise when Meghan came out with what she said, but the British public were like, oh no, they talk badly of the royal family, because that's their culture, right? And then the race report comes out, says, oh no, the UK is not racist, because in education, black people do really well. So it can't be racist, can it? It's not that we work hard through the adversities that we experience and the microaggressions we experience and all of that. It's not that. It's because your nation's not racist. That's why proof is in the pudding. But
I think that's really hard to prove anyway, because the report states, and this is not verbatim, but it says England or the United Kingdom is not institutionally racist, and it's one of those kind of statements that it's like, yeah, but that's virtually impossible to prove. If we look at London is where you find most ethnic minorities. When you start moving out into out up north, or not maybe even Birmingham, you can say, or Manchester, the big cities, fine, but London's the most saturated when it comes to having a more diverse community. As soon as you start moving out further out of the cities, and especially London, you find areas where they don't. Some places have never even seen a black person or Asian person before. Oh, of course, right? I've been to. So when you say places. When they make comments like the UK isn't racist, actually, I don't really even think about those areas that hardly have ethnic minorities. I think about areas like here, like London, and there is racism in London. Yeah, of course, but that's the thing. This is with people that see black people, Asian people, But I think
every
it's more
day.
likely that people who see these people are actually going to be more likely to be the racist than the people
I
who
disagree
don't.
with that because
the reason why I say that is because people who are unaffected by the differences of other people's cultures and unaffected as in terms of like they don't necessarily have to see the good or the bad. It's very much easier for them to just see people as people because
I've been to different parts of the UK where they don't see black people, and it's like, oh, you're black, you're out of place, and they treat you differently because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
And a lot of those places, they may not have black people or ethnic minorities living amongst them, but because their community is whiter than white, anything that is inferior to that, it becomes strange, and they treat you accordingly to that. So I think it's somewhat naive actually to think that because they don't have black people around them or ethnic minorities around them, that they're going to be less likely to be racist. I think it's actually the opposite. And so that's why I'm saying
actively racist.
Yeah,
so,
it's
so
the opposite.
When I say that, it's like, for example, if you're gonna, for the purpose of this report, they're like actually validating or they're trying to prove these things.
Yeah.
So if you're going to places where the people are only white and they experience no mixing of their cultures or what, then they're not actually able necessarily to actively be racist. So then they're not going to affect the result.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
I'm not saying that they can't. Okay, I just mean that
cool.
they're not. They actually don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But even if they were
within that,
fair enough. But even if they were, it would be really silly of them, isn't it, to go to somewhere like the most remote part of Wales where there's no, or the most remote part of Scotland where there's no black people or ethnic minorities, and then.
Yeah. But that's exactly what they would have done. Because this
report, I don't know if that's
the whole.
But I don't know if that's.
It doesn't go like, what would make sense is if you went city by city, and then you could have a report that actually showed where racism is affecting people of ethnic minorities, because then you would have something to talk about or something to discuss or whatever. But to just blanket the whole country, it's impossible for you to actually prove that the whole country is racist, because the whole country is not.
Fair enough. We don't know if they actually went to the more ethnic minority dense places or not. But I think the fact that they were referring to the education black people receive, and they were referring to things like the pay gap between ethnic minorities and white people, suggests to me that most of the data that they would have collected would have been in regards to areas where there's more ethnic minorities than anywhere else. Remember, the report was, the whole point of them doing, they started doing this report following George Floyd that happened in 2020 and the BLM protest. That's what sparked the whole, you UK people are getting involved with something that happened in the US, but in this country we treat you right. So what are you trying to say? Boom, let's do a report. Okay. And because they were so upset, my theory is that because they were so upset that here in the UK we were back in this institutional racism and all that heavy, they were like, okay, by fire by force, we're going to turn around and tell you that there's no racism. And I love that. Okay, I don't love that we experienced racism following the Euros, but I love the poetic justice, if you can call it that, because it's like, okay, you've told us this in March, and then in July, what happens? We spoke about the monarchy briefly just now, but we lost Prince Philip this year, as well as who else did we lose? We lost DMX as well around the same time. That really broke my heart. And
I mean, I was looking forward to his the album he was working on with Swiss Beats.
Yeah.
But I was like, in my mind, I was like, DMX is coming back. He was one of my favorite rappers when I was growing up. It was like DMX and Busta Rhymes. It was just them two as solo artists, and then Wu-Tang Clan.
Ooh.
Wu-Tang. But yeah, that was very sad because DMX is just a character, man. He's one of them legends. That was very, very sad.
It was.
I mean, rest in peace to Prince Philip as well, but I definitely didn't have like the same level of feelings towards. I don't think I have any attachment to anyone in the monarchy.
I'll tell you something, yeah. I'm going to be very brutally honest. When Prince Philip died, I felt for the Queen, but not in a sense of I care about the monarchy, because I think the monarchy now are pointless. I didn't do that for dramatic effect, by the way. I just had
no. I've got so much to say.
I don't want to go into that. Yeah. But I feel like they're pointless. But
maybe we do a whole episode.
on I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Listen, I tell you, that one will break us to the next level.
Cancelled.
No. Next level.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to have anything come and find me. No,
you're not trying to Diana out here.
No. But I was more thinking about like the Queen they've been married for a very, very, very long time. I forget how many years, but she's like, I think 70. She's been in the 70. I can't do the maths, but I know that
I have no idea.
I can't do the maths, but I know it's more than 50 years. Like actually, the whole time that she's been a queen. They've been married that whole time, and I think she's coming up to her 70 years. I think so. It's a long time to have someone and lose them. I was a bit selfish. I won't lie. At the time, I was hoping we'd get a bank holiday out of it. We didn't, so I was a bit salty about that.
Because he had to live to a certain age for it to turn into a bank holiday.
I didn't know that, you know.
Yeah, I think I don't know how old he was, but I think if he had reached a certain age, then
they would have given us a bank holiday.
Qualified to be a bank holiday.
Philip, man.
Damn.
I was hoping
for the Queen as well.
Well, we're definitely going to get one for the Queen.
Yeah.
And I think next year we get a bank holiday for her Jubilee or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. But I was more thinking about, like, poor Queenie, you know? Like, you've been married to this person, you've had this person in your life, they've been with you throughout your whole reign, and she's had a very, very long reign.
Yeah.
And then that person's gone. And, you know, like, you hear of stories of, like, old couples when one passes not long after the second one goes because they like die of heartbreak and loneliness.
She ain't knocking on.
You think she's holding on to that crown, boy? Like yeah. So anyway, DMX hurt me more because I used to play DMX so like. I mean,
DMX made me pray.
Yeah, and he was so spiritual, He had me
praying on them skits, boy.
His when DMX prays for you feel it. You're like. Oh, you feel it. And he was such a nice guy as well. Everyone that spoke about him, even before he passed, when people spoke about DMX, they said he was a nice guy. And we also lost Virgil towards the end of the year as well, didn't we?
Yeah, man. That one was mad.
That one was surprising. I think that one hit me. DMX and Virgil hit me the same way that Boseman hit me.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Actually, even till now, the Chadwick one still really upsets me. I have to be honest.
That one hurts me mad because like Black Panther that's where I got this, by the way. This is a Wu-Tang symbol, yeah? Mm-hmm. But right down the middle it says Wakanda. Anyway.
See?
And I'll send you a picture so you can see this one proper because I'll just be wearing it subtle, but you know what I'm saying? I have flexing, you know.
I see you.
But he was sick, yeah, because like, he's the guy who played the Black Panther, and the Black Panther is the superhero that I feel like every AF needed growing up to just defend us from this world that we never got. So even though I was a big grown man when it came out, I was like, thank you. Thank you for shining a positive light on a fictitious African superhero and just celebrating everything that is actually Black and African and of our traditions, the multitude of that there are. You know what I mean?
Chadwick dying, and I know this isn't 2021 news, this is 2020 news, but Chadwick dying real quick upset me because I feel like he was just getting started and then he got taken away. Virgil is different because Virgil's been in the game for a very long time, had so much influence on so many people.
But he's still so young.
But still so young.
Still so young. Like, both of them, man, ain't nothing yet.
And they both died of cancer, and they both kept it quiet.
I feel like there's even a picture of both of them posing at an event together. And technically, they would have both been battling cancer in their private lives. I was like, mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
And I remember the first night I went to Wizkid actually did a tribute, and we did a 1 minute silence. Wizkid was like saying how he worked with him closely, and you know, and then, you know, like Kanye was heavily affected as well, and yeah, he had a lot of influence on a lot of people in the industry. And he was involved in a lot of work that a lot of us don't even know he was involved in. And it's just like, wow, you know. And when you think of people leaving legacies, you think of people like Virgil and Chadwick, you know.
For sure, yeah.
Because
their legacies never got tainted by like stupid things that they did whilst they were still with us that we know of, that became
no silly
no
silly partners coming up doing every other day want to expose our entanglement and such and such.
Want to drag them, man.
Anyway, okay.
What were your feelings on how have I forgot man's name? Old Town Road, Lil Nas X. I had to say Old Town Road to get there. Are you talking about
that Satan shoe?
I'm talking about the Satan, the satanic slippers, the Satan creepers.
You see me, yeah. You see the way
the demonic dunks.
You see how I'm set up? Anything satanic.
It's not for me.
What if I told you I don't know what the shoe looked like?
I saw what it looked like.
I don't need to see it.
I educated myself on what the whole scenario was.
I don't need to educate myself because they said it was a Satan shoe. Yeah. I don't need to. Even when the music video came out, yeah.
Did you not watch the video?
What am I watching it for?
I mean, the video wasn't related to the shoe. The shoe wasn't in the video. They're separate but the same at the same time.
No. It's the shoe. Didn't the video come out first? The video came out first, and then he did the shoe.
Maybe.
Yeah, the video came out first. Well, I mean, I could be. I mean, somebody, if I'm incorrect, please correct me on the comments. But I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correct, I can't bother to do a quick Google search, but I'm pretty sure the music video came out shortly before the shoe.
Yeah, like short, like they were planned together, kind of thing. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on Lil Nas then? I never even thought to ask you until
I used
now.
To bang Old Town Road. Listen,
skip that one. Leave that one. That one was good.
When
that
I was
living
with my housemate, who turned sister now. Back then, that time, that's what we used to play, and we used to like mess about and
banging tune.
Banging.
But what do you think about Lil Nas X? That's what I'm saying.
Satan.
No, that's he not
was
him.
Cool.
That's
No, I have to say it. Pre-Satan,
okay.
I was cool with him, loved him, thought it was great.
Yeah.
Post, you want to be doing demonic? Sorry, I have to cancel you. I can't.
Have you watched that video?
No.
I feel like you need to watch it to. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. The comments, the clips, the whatever, 10 times worse than what the reality was.
I'm not watching it. It's a no.
Why not?
It's a strong no from me.
I want to give you my opinion on it because
go for it.
I think I really like his character, Montero or Lil Nas X. I've watched him in a couple of interviews, and he is really pushing a lot of boundaries. Intentionally, some to dramatic effect, some just because that's his character and whatnot. But that particular video, the reason why I enjoyed it was because, you know, the way that the life he's chosen for himself or the life he lives as a gay black man or as a gay man, it's kind of rejected by Christianity in terms of what the book says. And that's almost what he highlighted in the video. And he didn't say that Christianity is wrong or he's right, or it's very much like just a display and then it's done. And I was like, wow, because he's kind of just gone through all of these things and just highlighted everything and then just been like, but I am who I am. And that's it. That's what I took away from the video. And that's why I was like, wow, that's interesting, because he chose, you have to watch it to really understand.
I'm not watching it.
I know you're not watching it.
And, okay, cool. So, I believe in God. I believe in the word. Yeah. I also believe that love is love. I believe that everyone has the right to love whoever they want to love and to live the life that they want to live. Human beings are not God. We are made with sin. We sin every day. And as far as God is concerned, no sin is greater than the other. So I have no right to judge. I mean, if I'm having sex before marriage, I'm fornicating. That's just as bad. You see what I'm saying? In the book. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So it's still a sin. So I love everyone. That's how I see it. Unless you're a rapist, a child molester, anything along those veins, then I've got issue with you. Like R. Kelly, Robert Kelly, whatever. I will never, he's demonic. I will never, ever, 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 ever rate him. There's nothing. That's it. He's done. He's finished. His trial started this year as well, by the way. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, so, yeah.
Lil Nas X as a person, I have no gripe with. He does some things that I'm like, did you really have to do that to make the point? Like, you know, when he was releasing the album and he did the whole had the
I'm pregnant.
And I was thinking, this is attention seeking now. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how I saw it. So him as a person, who he chooses to love, all of that stuff I don't care about that stuff. That stuff, I don't have an opinion on it. And whilst I'm in the faith and follow the word from God, it's not me that's going to judge somebody else. Jesus himself hung out with sinners, and his teachings were that we shouldn't condemn them. You know, like he would go and speak to someone with leprosy. But back in those days, if you had leprosy, you shouldn't be anywhere near temple. You should be nowhere near anywhere sacred. Do you see what I'm saying? So if Jesus can do that, who am I to be like, because someone is gay or whatever, I've got a problem with them. I think Christians that move like that don't truly follow the religion the way they're supposed to. Our role, what we're supposed to do, what we're here to do, is to teach the word, to tell the truth, what it says. If something is a sin, I'll say, yeah, that is a sin. According to God, according to the book, that is a sin. But I'm not going to judge you because you're doing that sin. That's not my job. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Lil Nas X trying to show that Christianity is this, that, and the other, and X, Y, Z, he can show whatever he wants to show and have his opinion about it. The same way that I can say that I've got an opinion on him dressing up as a devil and deciding to twerk up and down a pole to try and make a point about Christianity. I think that is absolutely blasphemous.
No, it's not making a point about.
But that's what you said.
Christianity.
So,
no.
But I don't need to see it. I don't need to see that, because the thing is, as someone who is of that faith, I don't need to actively expose myself to content that I know is going to be blasphemous to my faith. I don't need to do that. So I didn't watch it. I don't need to watch it.
That's what that is. But yeah,
and that's that, right? But in terms of Lil Nas X as a person, he's cool. I've got no issues with him. I just think he's dramatic and OTT.
He definitely is dramatic
with the Satan shoe again. Like, why? What was the point? And do you remember Bonnet of Salvation?
Is that how you describe her?
Yes.
Wow.
That happened this year, you know. This year has been long.
I know it happened this year.
This year has been long.
It didn't feel like it happened this year.
It feels like it happened in 2020, right? Yeah, Bonnet Salvation.
It does feel like it was a last summer kind of thing.
Man like Derrick Jaxn.
Derrick Jaxn, the relationship
guru.
Coach? Guru.
Guru coach.
Relationship guru. So the scenario was, for those that don't know, Derrick Jaxn, the relationship guru, got found cheating on his wife.
In 4K.
And he does like YouTube videos where he be guruing and telling mans how to handle their relationship and what to do, I guess, how to approach women. I don't know, all that kind of stuff.
This how anyway, I know that all them gurus are scammers, boy. Scammers.
I mean, if you're the expert, you know how to play the game. But I mean, that was the first time I'd ever heard of him. And he had a big YouTube account.
I was a subscriber.
Oh, damn, you see?
I was a subscriber. I was a follower on Instagram. Like, I used to watch his videos, like, religiously. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
see, this is what I said, man. This is what I said.
I used to be like, he was talking sense, because he was another one. He was like, and I'm not saying Sideman's done something like Derrick Jaxn, but you know, Sideman likes to act like he's an advocate for women. Derrick Jaxn was doing the same thing. So he was very much like, I'm here to teach you ladies or coach ladies. His audience was women.
Okay, I thought it was man.
Nah. His audience was women, and he would occasionally do some content for men, but essentially it was, listen, ladies, more for women. If this man is doing this, he's not serious about you, leave him. Or this is what you want to look for when, like, do you know what I mean? Like, his audience was women. So it was kind of like, swear, Derrick, the losers that you warn your audience about is you, Derrick.
But the thing is, I mean...
Wow. And it wasn't one woman. He's a serial cheater. No, he's a serial cheater. Not cheater. Serial cheat. Because it was...
Cheater, it's all the same.
It was what...
But the thing is, it's like... Okay. He's a cheat, actually. I want to ignore him for a second because I feel like he's the least significant part of the whole narrative.
Okay.
The most important part of that narrative is his wife.
I shouldn't laugh at her. I shouldn't laugh.
I mean, the bonnet.
God forgive me.
I can throw the bonnet away. I didn't even see the bonnet because I was just like,
it. And now every time I wear my bonnet at night, I'm like, I'm gonna wear my bonnet of salvation.
No, but why is she still there? I mean, I felt like, and I don't know, I'm not intimate with their scenario. I don't know the detail, but from what it was explained in the very brief, I was like, I feel like they have used religion against this woman to maintain what nonsense she was already enduring.
They say she's in a cult.
Well, I don't know about cult. I just know that they were praying and they prayed over it. And
apparently, she's a radical Christian. Like, radical. And some people were saying that it's a cult. I mean, I went on it. I mean, like I said, I was a follower, right? So I went on her Instagram page before she privatized it, and there was some things in there that was a bit worrying to me as well. But I mean, I don't know if it was true or not, if she was in a cult or not. But yeah, I definitely think that religion was that angle they came at, in that she has to stay with her husband. I'm gonna stick beside him.
That's mine.
That's mine. I'm gonna stick beside him.
No.
And yeah, I think he's a manipulator. I think he's a narcissist. I think that's why. I think that's the reason why a lot of his content is how to spot a narcissist and stuff like that. Because I think that's why a lot of women are attracted to him. Because he is one. And let's face it, Derrick is a good-looking man. Tall, dark-skinned, chocolate built. He's handsome. So girls,
but he's, do you know what I mean? He's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Actually, a lot of girls are attracted to narcissists.
Well, yeah, they're very attractive people, but not even just in terms of physique, but in terms of how they carry themselves and how they speak. Well, of course,
every attractive looking man is a narcissist.
I mean, it could be. I was so surprised. I was like, Derrick, no.
I wasn't. I mean, I didn't know him though. I wasn't invested. I got the whole story at the same time.
That was a big story at the time. That was big. And when I was like, Derrick, look at you.
You can't trust these wholesome people though, man.
Derrick, look at you looking all handsome in the video, and you let your wife, not to say that he let his wife, because she chooses how she wants to be presented, yeah. But it's kind of like, come on now. Like,
a lot of people had this debate. I even had this debate with Bay, and I was like, I get why people are cussing about this Bonnet, but I also feel like she owes him and everybody nothing. And
she owes no one nothing, but he's got a brand.
No. Bun your brand, bruv. You just cheated on me, and you need me to say I owe you nothing. That's my energy.
Okay, yeah.
I owe you nothing.
Yeah, but like, you see, let me tell you something. Yeah, you see my energy. I'm like, I owe you nothing, but best believe I'm gonna come on that screen looking like a bad motherfucking B. Yeah, I'm gonna come with my A game. I'm gonna look so good, because you know what happened? Because she came looking like that, people were like, that's why he cheated. Because look at what he's got at home. I'm not giving nobody opportunity to say that about me, you know.
No. That's his bit. No. Did they even show what the girl who he cheated with looked like? Does anyone even know what she looked like? Because I saw locations.
I know it was exposed somewhere, but I think I saw one. But these women, like, you know.
Oh yeah, turn up.
Come on. But
okay.
It gave people opportunity to be like, oh, that's what he goes home to. That makes sense, which is wrong. People shouldn't say that. But I mean, this is people online. People are crazy online.
Yeah, plus people will say things they don't even really feel like, you know what I mean? They don't believe it.
Some people believe these things, and because it's online and they don't have to physically see the person and say it to their face.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Rubbish.
They can write some fleeting comment and it's, boom.
Whether it's fleeting, some people, that's how they think for real. But they've only got the guts to say it because it's online. So people were saying stuff. See me, the way I am made up, me, Dami Zayn, I'm telling you, the way I will come gingered, ready for that conversation. Damn. They'll be like, right, how could you cheat on her? Are you blind? That's how I would be coming. Not with...
I'll have her energy. I'm not going to lie, man.
Nah, I'm not coming looking defeated. Fully. I'm not coming looking like no victim or defeated or nothing.
I don't think she looked defeated. I think she looked tired. Defeated. She acted like...
No, she looked defeated. I'm sorry. She looked defeated.
Damn,
no,
I didn't think so, man.
This woman didn't even unwrap her hair.
Yeah,
she looked tired. Like she was like, no. I can still give that energy of, I'm not coming here to help you. But I'm not gonna make sure that I present myself nicely. That's what I was gonna say.
Wouldn't you feel worse? Yeah, you said how there was comments of people saying, that's what he comes home to. That's why he cheated. Obviously, these other girls are better. What if you made effort and the same comments are there? At least that's what people wanted to say.
What I'm trying to say, if they say that, first of all, they're blind because I'm sorry, but
Spice.
I'm a spice. Okay, so this whole class is spicy. But what I'm trying to say is that. I want to try and minimize the chances of anyone to say that I'm a victim. So when
she was a victim.
No, hold on. That's known. She's the person that's been cheated on by her husband. She is a victim by default. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to come on big international internet looking run down. I'm not doing that. I'm going to come at my best. And the way that I'm going to display the energy of, I'm not coming here to save you, bruh, is I'm not going to say, bim. I'll just sit there looking pretty. You know me and my facial expressions. He'll be talking, I'll just be like, you'll know. They'll be like, oh, this one, she's not about that life. He's chatting shit. She's not supporting it. You'll know from my face. But it's not because I'm going to come in one military t-shirt, probably not even wearing a bra, my hair in a bonnet that I wear to bed, no makeup, nothing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come and let people know that, listen, I'm a bad B. He cheated on a bad B, and I ain't got the energy to support this rubbish that he's trying to say, where he's trying to tell people that, we're praying on it, and the devil took over. I'm going to be like, nah. I'll even probably say it. The devil didn't do nothing. You just cheat. You couldn't keep it in your pants. That's what. Simple. Damn. I'm not gonna like, and if you're gonna argue that she had the energy of she doesn't owe him nothing, don't be in the video then. Let him come and do his apologies and talk to his audience, because she's never in his videos.
Yeah, I know, but so basically they had obviously reached a point where they were like, yes, we are staying together and working on this. So that's what I mean. With that mentality going forward, that would be why I'd be like, yeah, so cool. I don't owe you nothing. Like, we're together.
I wouldn't even be in the video. So, talking about cheating, Matt Hancock got caught in 4K as well, gripsing girl's booty outside.
You know what, yeah? I'm not going to lie. I really wished there was a picture with either his or her hand on his cock. It would have just been too ironic for me to... That would have just been...
Hancock.
The booty was good. The booty was good, but I was just like, the name, it would have just been perfect. Maybe next time. Maybe next time he wants to fondle girls in a alley with cameras. A corridor in Parliament. Yo, the video was mad.
This government is a joke.
This Tory, anyway, everyone
they
always...
are a joke. All of them up and
always
down.
Tory. Look, you have
Boris
them.
is a
Celebrate
Boris
this.
is a serial cheater. Do you know how many baby? Do you know how many babies?
He's got like 6.
Do you know how many baby mamas?
Something like that.
Do you know how many baby mamas he's got?
He's got like 6.
He's literally the future of
the future of politics.
Of politics.
He's not. He's the present of politics, and he's soon to be the past. But he's also the future.
He's the future equivalent.
Yeah, he's doing a lot.
What? Even had a baby recently. They just had another one. He got married as well this year to his... I don't know what number victim this one is, but Boris is getting it in, and clearly Matt Hancock too. So
the fact that Matt Hancock is doing up hanky panky
in a pandemic.
What? No, forget that. Let's just say it's the normal world. Everything is fine, ticking along like clockwork that we know. Matt Hancock, have you seen this guy in the interview? Because obviously none of us have met him.
Let me tell you something.
But have you seen this guy?
Can I say something? Matt Hancock can get it before Boris.
Ooh. That's a techie one. I think Boris has got charm.
What? Where?
He's got character, man. Listen,
no.
if God said, Shay, right now, this vessel I have for you is done. You got 2 left. You can either choose Matt or Boris. And let's say they're not even, like, he's not the PM and Matt wasn't whatever the hell he thought he was doing. They're just 2 dudes. And I already see their characters. I'm 100% choosing Boris.
I'm choosing
100%.
Matt, I'm sorry. And it's only because...
That's because you don't want to get laid. I'm 100% choosing Boris.
I would choose Matt because looks matters to me. And Boris, first of all, he's overweight. Second of all, have you seen his hair?
You know what, yeah?
No.
No, you know what? As butters... They're both butters.
They're both butters, but Matt is an inch.
Nah, I don't think I can work with a Matt. I don't think... Do you know how much sauce... In fact, the sauce is impossible because he's so awkward.
But Boris is sauceless as well. I can't believe we're discussing this.
No. This is very important though. Boris's lack of sauce is his sauce. Like, he's abrasively sauceless. Like, it's next level, but it's important.
Abrasively.
It's abrasive. It's rough how sauceless he is. But that is the sauce. Like, damn,
yeah,
man.
But the same way. But that could be Matt's sauce. That could be Matt's sauces.
No. Matt is the guy that gets left in the corner. That's how we find someone else's wife. Like, she must have been dying to cheat on her husband. Like, you know them way there. Just with anyone, and he was the guy that.
But if she's gonna cheat with anyone, at least Boris. But what, was she blonde?
No, she wasn't blonde.
Okay, then maybe Boris wouldn't have been about that life. Maybe. Anyway.
And she was like, she wasn't English either.
I don't know the details. All I know is man had his hand firmly on that booty. I said, "Oh, he's
grabbed a boot."
Hey, damn, feeling on that booty, yo.
I never even knew he was an arse man. I knew he was an asshole.
Listen, oh man, I mean the way he was gripsing, whoa,
He grabbed it like she had a badonkadonk, you know. And that kiss looked so awkward. That kiss is another reason why I can never be Matt. Because how, like, at least I know Boris gets it in. Man's got like 6 different baby mamas. Matt, I can never be Matt, bruv. I can never
These
be
men
Matt.
are crazy.
Scandalous, you know. These times you're also trying to run a country. Dickhead. Can you imagine doing that kind of nonsense? And you're also trying to run a country. And you're working in a building where anybody will snake you immediately. And this is what you're actually doing. When every single person in the building is your op. Even the people on your team. That's mad. And you're moving like that. You are mad.
The Tories, it's a joke.
The Tories, yeah, they need to start doing drill. I need to see people do drill tracks of Tory members versus other Tory members because they're all ops, bro.
Oh, I'm dying. Please, don't kill me. Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Because
These are the same people. These are the same people. Wait, these are the same people that will now come on TV and be doing announcement. Oh, everyone's gonna go on lockdown. Meanwhile, just the other day, he was lipsing somebody outside
and doing parties.
No PPE. No PPE.
PPE in the hospital, shaking everyone's hands. All the COVID patients. Dickhead. These men are so foolish. There's man sitting on your side of the chamber, right behind you, but they're snaking you. It's wild.
No PPE. No social distancing. Yeah. Did you even do a lateral flow test before you was gripsing somebody's bum like that? Somebody's wife's bum.
Man,
he really, and he cupped it. He really.
It's wild. You gave it more cup than it was there, though. His hand didn't go around that much. There wasn't that much to go around.
Man.
He grabbed it, though. He grabbed hard.
He really grabbed it.
And that's the thing. I know that he grabbed it hard because that's the one bum he gets to grab, period. It could have been a good 6 months. You know, whenever the lockdown was before, that's the last time he grabbed it.
Anyway, let's move on because... we also had...
You want to be mad?
We also had... Yeah, I would. We also had Blue Therapy this year.
Blue Therapy. That's the honourable mention. I wanted to shout out Blue Therapy hardcore because if it wasn't for Blue Therapy, there'd be no Unpicked.
You think so?
Well,
what was our first
Blue
topic?
Therapy via
the PCH podcast, yeah. The Parent Cocktail podcast. What was our first? I can't remember how we first met. You know, or the first topic that we discussed.
I swear it was from Blue Monday. Blue Therapy. Yeah.
Was it a Blue Therapy topic?
I feel like because I think the way it went in my mind is that I watched Blue Therapy and then Mike hit me up and said he's going on live to talk about the episode because it was funny, this, that, and the next. Like, am I about? Oh no, you know what? He didn't even shout me.
Did you?
He went on live. I just jumped in because they were talking about it and I had watched it and I was already obsessed with the show. And then then we just got to chatting and stuff and then we just was like, yeah, you know what, we're doing this after the episode every week, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, let's chop it up.
Listen,
and that's where it happened.
And that's where you'll not come and oppress me, come and trigger me anyhow. Can you imagine? I agreed to now do it on podcast
for free. Just trouble her life.
Headache every week. No, Blue Therapy was lit. And proper. I hope they do another one. And I hope it's as successful as the first one. And as much as I hated Paul, the provider at the time, I think he's absolutely hilarious now. He's actually my favourite.
I love Paul.
Love him. It was... Blue Therapy was lit. And the topics
that definitely doesn't feel like that was this year, though.
It doesn't. It feels like it was ages ago.
It doesn't feel like it was ages ago. More than 2020. It feels like it was summer 2020.
Yeah. I see what you mean. But yeah, Blue Therapy, man, they need to come back. It needs to come back. Please bring it back in 2022. And I hope it's as good. The sexual assault victim of Nicki Minaj's husband sued them or started the proceedings to sue for harassment because Nicki apparently, allegedly, Nicki and her husband have been like sending threats, trying
like
to bribe her
moving
with
to
money,
them kind of,
to get her to drop the story or something like that, or
things like that. I mean, this
mad.
is the shady part of the law, and I guess the even more challenging part of the law in America, because I guess it's a bit different there as well. But like, if you have money, the law doesn't work the same way for you than if you don't have money. Do you know what I mean? If you don't have money, the law is for real. if you get what I mean. But if you have money, you can kind of navigate the system. I didn't really realize until I was a complete adult that companies can do things wrong, rich people can do things wrong, and then if these things are like discussable, as in i.e. go to court, they can just set it up in such a way where they will bankrupt the other person before they really get to the end. That's shocking.
Very. I mean,
I was like, wait, what? You can be wrong, and it's quite evident, but you can just wing it in such a way where their legal expenses, they're not going to make it to the end of...
Well, in America, especially with criminal law, which is what this would fall under, even a lot of the time, they don't even bother to actually find out whether the thing really happened or who actually committed the crime. They think about who can we pin it on, and it will be believable. So that's how it works over there. It's more like, can we make
what can you get to stick in court?
What argument is more likely to win? Like what is more, that's more how it works over there. But I was more concerned about Nicki and her comments, and I'm sorry, but I don't see how you can be like pro women and be married to someone who you know was a sexual abuser, and then on top of that, you're now threatening and...
But when did Nicki say she's pro like women?
No, she's not. I mean, she's never said it, but I'm just trying to... Even if you're not pro, even if you've not outrightly said you're pro women, how as a woman...
Yeah, I feel like it's more circumstantial, because I've never viewed any of Nicki Minaj's behaviors or actions or anything
whether she's pro woman or not, as a woman, like, what woman thinks it's okay to sexually abuse someone else? Like, it makes me question you as a woman. I'm questioning you, like, your sanity.
But then I guess I don't know the details of this case, so I guess it's all down to the definition of what happened, or the description of what actually happened, because obviously, the abuse is a spectrum, and then where he fits within it. But also, that's her man and her baby daddy as well.
I don't care. I wouldn't. I'll be very frank with you.
I hear you.
I'll be very frank. Let me be very frank.
To the level
let me be very frank. There's no man that can be dating me and tell me that he has been accused or convicted or anything like that to this level, because he's on the sexual offenders list. So for you to
I think he was already on the sexual offenders list. Before this case, he was already on...
but that's Venom. That's irrelevant. He's on the sexual offenders list, and you're coming to tell me I'm on the sexual offenders list and I'm gonna date you, and let it get to the point where you're my husband, my baby daddy, and I'm now...
You said you can't judge.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna... No, I'm not judge. You do what you do, and God will punish you. But for me, I will not continue that relationship because of how I feel about it. Because I know as a woman, you've abused another woman. I can't do that. I'm not going to go there.
I can hear that.
Sorry. So that's what I mean by I'm judging Nicki. And then Nicki made some comments about this woman. That's what sparked the whole thing even. I can't remember the comments for the life of me. It's gone now. But she made comments. If anyone remembers what the comments are, drop them in the comments below. Because she made comments about this woman, insinuating that it was a lie. And,
I mean, they always got to do that though.
But I would not go hard for a man like that. I'm sorry. And I don't. And Nicki's got a lot of fans. I know they're gonna come for me. but
the barbs. No,
the barbs are gonna come for me. I was a barb.
So this is the
but
part.
I still question her thought process the same way that I question her thought process back in that Jesy chick who was blackfishing this year.
Wait, we are going to Jesy, but we're not getting to Jesy now.
I'm just trying to, because I'm looking at time. We got to get through it. So it just makes me question Nicki as a whole. Like, what are your
I
thought
questioned Nicki
process?
long time. The only time I liked Nicki was mixtape Nicki, right before the first album, and then after that she kind of took a different direction that I wasn't happy with about other stuff. But it's a tricky one, because what I'm seeing and hearing from you is that this man's past. So this is everything up to the point of him and this woman. So let's imagine that's pending, as in it's not happened yet. Yeah. What it's sounding like is this man's past is not acceptable for you as someone to date. So like anybody who's on any kind of offenders
this
list.
person, this lady was
the guy. Oh,
the lady in question. Yeah. The lady in question. It's not a recent abuse. I believe she's the one that originally made the allegation that he abused her. And so what Nicki and her husband have been trying to do is get her to change the story, because Nicki turned around and said that it wasn't true and that he was young and she was trying to make excuses for him. And that is the problem that I have, is that, okay, cool, you chose to date him, whatever, right? But why are you going so hard for him like that on this matter?
That's her man.
As a woman, I'm sorry. I have to question your sanity as a woman. Yeah, for you to go hard for, like, especially the way that she's done it. When, like, this lady did an interview, first Nicki tried to say the woman was white. The woman's not white. And the lady was like, Nicki has, like, they've said that I should take the money. I should take something like $500,000.
I saw stuff about the money and
how
that.
Like they were like, if you don't take it, you're like threatening her
your
life.
Your family back home.
Yeah,
and
like
I saw
threatening
that.
her life. And she was like how Nicki harasses her. Like she's always phoning her and like trying to get in touch with her. And I'm like, why are you going this hard? Like, first of all, you're trying to say he's told you it wasn't true. Okay, cool. You might want to believe your man. Whatever, but you won't catch me if I was a celebrity or in the public eye, and for whatever reason I'm married to someone who's on the sexual offenders list or whatever. I'm not gonna go this hard for you like that, because I don't know the truth. And as a woman, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that he actually did it. I'm not gonna go to the person that was abused and start moving mad the way that she's moving. I'm sorry.
But again, from the perspective of like a celebrity, or you don't know how much people throw this kind of madness their way just because this one is one that's actually like popped out. Like this is in the media, people know this, etc. This can be like not necessarily an everyday occurrence, but people might be coming out with allegations and all that. In fact, I know they are all the time, and that is Nicki's man. Like she has a personal relationship with that guy.
When she met him, he was on the sexual offenders list.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't.
Yeah, but
whatever he told her about his past, whether he was like honest and said, yeah, I'm on the sexual offenders list, but I don't do that anymore and I'm reformed or whatever, or this was something from my past. Regardless, that's her man, and they've already been through that together, and they're in a relationship where they're planning to have kids, be married, and go forward.
Yeah, so but she doesn't have to be as aggressive as she has.
I don't know how aggressive she has.
Well,
been
she has been
in terms of what the reality is. I know what the lady has said.
Yeah,
but again,
and even what Nicki said in the interview about it, she shouldn't have.
I haven't seen Nicki's
keep quiet,
interview.
Nicki. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
until it's proven in a court of law, the guy is innocent, basically. And I don't.
But he's not innocent. He's been.
No, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying at least from Nicki's perspective, trying to protect your person, I understand that.
No, sorry.
I do understand that.
Let's move on to Jesy.
That it makes sense.
Let's move on to Jesy.
But
I just feel like as a woman, and you know, like. Even the thought of being abused sexually, or you know about all of that stuff. As a woman, how can you think it's okay to now go to someone who says that they've been through that and treat them like that? You can believe your man, you can stand by your man, Not saying you shouldn't stand by your man or whatever, but it's the way you do it, and it's the things that you say and you don't say about the matter. Someone like Beyonce would not approach it like this because she's classy. Because she's classy. She's classy. Yeah. So that's my point. That's my point. That was my original point. In that Nicki Minaj, I just question how she's dealt with it. The same way that I've questioned her approach to dealing with the Jesy thing. You're a black woman and you're supporting a white woman blackfishing.
Yeah,
like make it make sense, sis.
Yeah, but Nicki is not like the best example of like a female role model or character.
But why does that?
No. That should be looked to in the black community for anything.
Whether we look to her or not, my point is it doesn't change my point in that just because people might not look to her, people do look to her, but just because you think personally that she's not someone that people should look to, that's to me that's irrelevant. The point here is you're a black woman, yeah, and you're sitting there and you're supporting a white woman blackfishing.
Yeah, but
and you're trying to say that people are bullying her. No, sis, why didn't you tell her that she should use foundation that is her colour? Why didn't you make sure that the video had more representation of people from her culture? It's okay for her to try and jump on the hip-hop beat and all that. And, I mean, P. Diddy co-signed it too because obviously he gave her the Bad Boys beat and all that, whatever. She needs to branch out of the band that she came from. She needs to, and like all pop, not all, don't want to say all, it's exaggerating. Most... white pop artists, or even you can even extend it to maybe like rock white artists as well, rock pop artists, they tend to do the let me go urban first. Pink did it, Britney Spears did it, Christina Aguilera did it, Miley Cyrus did it. Do you know what I mean? Like they go urban first, they get the urban buy-in, and then boom, they go back to their whitehood. And then even like some white artists hasn't done it yet. JT did it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it happens.
No, loads. But I tell you who hasn't gone back yet. So it's okay. So hold on. So it's okay for her to do that. It's okay for her to jump on the Bad Boy beat and do her own little spin on it or whatever. I have no gripes with that. But sis, why do you look black? And why is it that you're talking about bad boys and then the majority of the boys in your video are black boys? Like, what are you really trying to say? And then here's Nicki. Nah, you like bullying her. Shut up, Nicki. Like, you're a black woman. Why are you okay with that? That's my issue. And whether we like it or not, she is a role model because she's in the public eye. Nicki,
she's a celebrity. When you're a celebrity, it's like you automatically become a role model. Somebody out there is looking up to you, and this is what you're doing. That's the argument I'm making about it. Whether you think she's a valid role model or not, that's a different conversation entirely.
Yeah, but Nicki always had a price on her for most of the things that she's done. That's how she's moved through the industry. As far as what I believe, she's always made it quite clear that she's here for the money. But with regards to the black, the Jesy Nelson video I watched, and I was quite hyped for it because I think she put out a teaser. I don't know how I saw the preview, but I was like, oh snap, I want to see this.
Yeah.
I watched it and I didn't get the blackfishing vibes in terms of her look, in terms of the makeup. Yeah, the makeup's hella dark. That's just a standard thing now.
So that's blackfishing then, isn't it?
I mean, it's the racial ambiguity card of the boohoos and the ASOS. Well, ASOS don't do it that bad, but
and
the boohoos and
crazy
the little...
curly hair that you don't naturally have. And
I mean,
even how they did the makeup is how black girls do their makeup. The way white girls and black girls do their makeup is totally different. So like the defined eyebrows, the contouring. I mean, maybe because you're a man, you probably don't see it. But a black woman, like we saw it, we're like, sis.
Because I know when I'm looking at a black girl, when I'm looking at a white girl, and when I'm looking at a pretty little thing.
But you might not know how we do it. You might not have even known that how black girls do their makeup and how white girls do their makeup is totally different. You might not have known that. So a black girl will be able to recognize, oh, that's black girl technique there. See what I'm saying? Even if a white girl's hair is curly, unless she's mixed, her hair is not as it's not that. Do you know what I mean? It's not that. So
I hear it, but I mean,
so even if you're trying to pass off as mixed,
No, but like, where do you draw the, and I'm not defending her because I'm literally asking questions. Where do you draw the line with regards to styling? Because in terms of her hair, it definitely wasn't afro, if you know what I mean. She just had some mad big hair, which is kind of like, okay. Do you know what I mean?
So what are you asking me?
How does that constitute to blackfishing? Her having massive hair.
It's the whole thing together.
Okay.
So the whole makeup, even like...
Because I'll tell you what it was for me. It was nothing to do with the...
it wasn't the aesthetic for you.
It wasn't the aesthetic. It
Okay.
was the choice of song, subject matter, and the actual performance was more so what I had like an issue with, because I felt like it was an exaggeration on characteristics that are typically black.
Yeah. But she also was blackfishing.
Yeah, but that's the part that I definitely didn't get.
Yeah, so in my opinion, all of that plus she was blackfishing. Yeah. And yeah, I just didn't like when Nicki and her came on the live, and it's like Nicki gave her a passport to continue that stupid behavior, basically, and made her think it was okay. And I mean, at the end of the day, Nicki's on the track. She needs to get her P's, so she needs to make sure the track is pushed or whatever. But some of the things that Nicki was saying, like, just because you've got a talent, it doesn't mean that you're blackfishing. It's like, no, that's exactly what it is, because she's appropriating our culture. Astroworld.
Well, that was a catastrophe, but, you know.
Very devastating.
Very devastating. Loss of life at a concert, that's wild.
However, the youngest person to die there was a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Do you know what? It's a tricky one because wasn't there. Couldn't see how well it was not secured. Don't know how many people like realistically was in the crowd, but I can tell you for free that an Astroworld concert is going to be a very dangerous place. Just even if everything was fine, like if, for example, at Wireless, if Travis just popped out one day and did so, it would have been mad. When Drake did it, we were moshing hard.
Okay, but it wasn't as bad as that. I think. I mean, I watched a little mini documentary, about it, and they had staff there and everything. But what happened was people stormed the event.
Yeah, people broke in,
and people were radioing those that manage the stage and stuff like that, and saying, "Listen, we need to shut this down. We need to shut this down. We need to shut this down." Right, and they weren't listening. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll shut it down, but it took them a long time to do that. So I think they could have got it under control if the first time security and that were radioing in and saying, listen, guys, like, it's crazy down here. People can't breathe, because it was so packed. People couldn't breathe and people were passing out. And then when they were passing out, people were trampling on them. So they'd pass out because they were so squashed together that they couldn't breathe. They would pass out, and then when they'd fall, people would trample on them. So that's how people were dying. And they were radioing in and saying, listen, this is crazy. We need to shut this down. Like, we need to, and they weren't listening. And I think if they had listened the first time, they wouldn't have lost as many people as they did. Yeah. And also, apparently Travis was told eventually about it, but he carried on. And then in the videos, you could see that Travis was even encouraging people to jump up and down and things like that. And it was mad. It was mad. And you know what I will say, yeah? People tried to argue that Travis couldn't hear when people were like, help, we can't breathe. Or like, he'd be like, do you want another song? And people were screaming, no more. Like, end it. Can you end the show? And stuff like that. And people were arguing that he couldn't hear it. I was at the O2, and I'm not saying the O2 is anywhere near, has as much crowd as Astroworld did, but I remember Wizkid being towards the front of the stage on day 3 that I went. Yeah. And he could see what was going on. Yeah. And every so often he was like, what's going on over there? Do you need water? Are you all right?
Yeah, but that awareness is based on...
yeah, you could argue that to an extent, but the point I'm trying to make, Venom, is that people were trying to say that Travis couldn't see or hear, but seeing Wizkid do that proves that yes, they can. From the stage, yes, they can. If they want to.
Exactly.
And I think
you need to know that you need to be aware.
I don't think you need to know that you need to be aware. I think that if you are on stage and you're performing and you can see that people are squash up, a human being who cares would be like, rah, these people are squash up, security, can you blah blah blah.
Yeah,
if somebody jumped on the stage, you would stop your show and be like, can you lot take this person away from the stage, please? Because I'm performing.
Yeah.
So so I'm sorry, but I think that there was negligence there, and he's gonna pay for it because now he's been sued for it.
Definitely gonna pay.
Rightly so.
He's definitely gonna pay.
Rightly so.
From his perspective, I can definitely see how he made that call or didn't make that call, because I've been to a Travis Scott party and Travis Scott wasn't even there, and you didn't see the way that we were all cramped, just because that's what you do to that music. So I can't imagine what he's seen in all the shows that he's done up until that point where people have not died. People mosh and squash the hell out and go ham at his parties.
When Kanye and Jay-Z were doing Watch the Throne and people were mosh pitting, like, mosh pitting is not a new thing, innit? It's not a Travis Scott thing. It's been happening.
I'm not saying
my point is on this particular, for this particular, that particular Astroworld show, having watched the documentary and even seeing people that were there and their footage of the show, I think Travis was negligent and he had opportunity to say, you know what, I'm going to stop. But
Kojo.
First of all, let me put it out there real quick. I don't like him.
Damn.
He's a misogynist. That's gonna be my... If you people want to cut from here, that's what I have to say. As long as you get that message, cool. Because that's what I'm trying to say. I'm already riled up from talking about Nicki to Astroworld, and now this arsehole.
I know. I've been disagreeing with you on most points.
Let me not name calling. He's not an arsehole, but he's a misogynist. I'm riled up now.
Yeah, you're ready.
I'm ready.
He's just warming up. He's ready for this one.
What?
Yeah. So what happened? Why is
I don't know if you want to ask me what happened. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, but I was focused on when he was calling the girl the baboon.
Okay, let's start there then. Let's start from there.
Okay, so he entered the blogs recently in December because he was calling a young I don't actually know the girl.
Her name's Breeny Lee. She's a content creator on YouTube. She focuses on like relationships and stuff like that, and empowering women and things like that.
And long story short, he was getting onto her about this broke situation in Dubai, her sponging money.
Supposed broke situation.
Yeah, supposed. And then she retaliated, or she had a rebuttal, and it kind of just highlighted not positive light on Kojo. Is that a good way to weigh in?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought that whole situation was petty. And I mean, he's a grown man. He's in his 40s, I believe. And Breeny's 30. And it's kind of like, come on, man, you're a grown man. Like,
I mean, I didn't even think
it's silly. Like, is this
it was
really what you want to? Why did you have to bring it up? Called her, it's calling her names. That's why I said I don't want to call him a name.
The baboon thing was
calling her a buffoon.
Sorry, buffoon. You know what it was, for me, I've never watched his podcast other than like clips that I've featured on Insta. I've not watched it because and some people started talking about it after the fact.
Yeah.
About why guys shouldn't have podcasts and stuff. But as soon as I see all the guys around the table, I'm like, it's going to be too much masculine energy for me in terms of, I already know what the kind of things they're going to talk about and what they're going to say, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I don't watch it. If the cast is a bit more diverse, doesn't have to be a woman, but like if the cast is more diverse, like it's just a table of black guys. So I personally, from watching small clips of them, kind of feel like I know what's going to be discussed or how things will be discussed. And I'm like, okay, I wouldn't personally find that edifying or entertaining because it's probably the same conversations I'd have anyway. So I'll just live my life and I'll get the same benefit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I pull myself back from the podcast, I'm looking at it and I'm like, trying to shine the best light on the man. I'm like, bro, you've been in comedy for X amount of time. You're chums with Dave Chappelle. You put on like the Black Magic Awards and blah, 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 blah. It really is beneath him to now do a podcast in that kind of way, and then also to talk about somebody like their financial situation in that kind of way is such a juxtaposition to some of his best accomplishments, if you know what I mean. And this is the thing that annoys me. This is the only point that I really wanted to make about that, is just in life, when you're achieving things, please just remember your best achievements and move in that direction and hold yourself to that regard. Because when you start to try and just do regular podcasts talking about people all childishly, it really doesn't, you're just ruining the brand and the legacy. Think with your brand and your legacy in mind always. That's what I really wanted to say, because I was just like, but what? You're a big man. And she could have robbed him for all I care. Once you've done certain things, you can't do certain other things, if you know what I mean.
I think there's nothing wrong with someone who's made it or of a certain level doing podcasting.
No, it's not podcasting.
I think it's fine. I think that, but I do agree that people should think about their brand before they move, before they do stuff, because anything that is out there in the public or on the internet, on big international internet, as our friend Mike from the PCH podcast would say, anything that is on the internet is there and can be used against you. And I think I like watching podcasts or listening to podcasts with just guys. Like, I listen to one of my favorites is the 90s Baby Show, and that's 3 guys. And it's amazing it's nice to hit, like, because it's chill, it's banter, it's not that serious. And even if they're talking about stuff that's not important, it's just nice to get away. Like, it's nice, a bit of escapism for me. And I do have male friends, and I sometimes do get to experience. I mean, they might not give me the realest because I might be there as a girl.
You get diluted, man. You get diluted.
I get diluted, but I don't get to see what it's like in the WhatsApp group chat. But it's fine. But I think that's why I think it's valuable to have just male podcasts, because then we get to see a little bit what that's like, and it gives us the chance to experience what I like to call somebody opening their pants, meaning exposing their true self and exposing their rubbish. And that's exactly what Kojo has done. Now, him bringing up the situation in Dubai, it all happened according to Breeny Lee, because she picked up a pair of his glasses that he left at a table while they were out there. And he's not got it back yet, but she showed the receipts of her saying to him, if you want to get it, come and get it from my house, like, come pick it up, it's not that deep. So I think his attack on Breeny Lee on the podcast was totally unwarranted. It was very immature. If you've got issues with someone you went on holiday with, who apparently is your friend, you've known each other for years, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's just stupid. And when I saw the story, I was like, so I'm now wasting my time reading about this, looking at this is long. I don't care. It's stupid.
No, it really is.
Do you know what I mean? But the thing that got me riled up was videos, and I don't know if it was from the same episode or a different episode in the past, but another video was shared around where he basically said that a man shouldn't spend money on a woman, like take her out and stuff like that, unless he knows he's going to sleep with her, and saying that women shouldn't go out with a guy unless she's gonna sleep with him. And I thought that was very entitled, and it's a very misogynist comment to make. First of all, I can't stand when people see relationship as transactional. You can spend time with someone because you enjoy spending time with them, not because you want to spend time. You're spending time with them in the hopes that you're going to get into their private parts. I just think it's ridiculous. It's very, very disgusting and entitled mentality as far as I'm concerned, and that's the reason why I said I don't like him. That's my issue. And then when you add on the Breeny Lee thing, it's kind of like, well, you're just a grown, immature man. Very immature. And if that is the kind of stuff you people want to talk about on your podcast, I don't want to listen to that podcast.
Yeah, that just didn't make sense to me, man. It's like,
talk about things with substance. Like, if you're gonna be a man dem podcast, can you just make it banterful, please? And when you're making it banterful, think about your market. Think about your market, yeah? And think about, like, the day and age that we live in. Like, it's not okay to talk about women like that. And if you're going to, like, I get it. People want to do controversy because controversy gets views. Cool, get it. But, like, use your brain, innit? Like, there's certain things you just don't say. Even if you think it, don't say it. Like, don't say it. And then he tried to do an apology video and tried to say that, people in my life know that I respect women. Well, I'm not people in your life, and all I've got to believe whether or not you respect women or not is what you said in the podcast, and what you said in the podcast doesn't show me that you respect women. So therefore, you can come and tell me people in my life, you're chatting shit, bro.
It's definitely not a helpful. It's not a helpful look at all. Going back to the transactional comment, that was quite an interesting clip. I hadn't seen it until you sent it to me, and I was very, again, shocked. I think I was shocked by the one of him talking about this girl, and shocked by this transactional comment, because I don't know Kojo like that, but what I know of him, these are not the things that I would say. If you know what I mean, like, I wouldn't assume, he'd say that. He'd go on his podcast, like, and then chat about this girl and money problems in Dubai. That's not what I would think. Of all the things, that's not what I would think. And I would never think he'd be, like, trying to give people instruction and saying that, if you're going to go on a date with a girl that you want to bang, like, spend that bread. Listen, let me tell you, bro, you don't have to spend bread on girls that you want to beat. Just be honest, and also let them know that you really want to beat. Tell them how much.
You've got game.
Not in a creepy way. Not like Matt Hancock. Do it more like Boris. Come with the bants. Come with the energy, the vim. Have the hair. Listen, anyway. So I don't know, man. It was just shocking. It's just every once in a while, everyone reminds you that they're human. And sometimes it's just like a bit deflating where you're like, wow, okay.
If anything,
cool.
It shows me that there's still a lot of men that think in that transactional way. And you see, this is why when you were trying to say in the last episode, that women have too much choice. Is this the choice you was referring to?
This is not what I was referring to.
Because look, in that same podcast, those guys were enabling him all because they weren't correcting him. They weren't like, no, that's mad. You can't say that. No, it's not. I don't believe that.
First of all,
the other two guys, they were doing, they were, yeah.
That guy's not.
Look at the ratio. There was three guys.
He's not a regular guy. How many guys do you know like that guy?
There was three guys there, not one of them.
I can't vouch for them.
There was three guys. No, hold on. There was three guys there.
Was any of their name Venom?
Hold on. There was three.
Oluwa Venom, maybe.
Venom, Shay, you said last week, you said women women have too much choice, and I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you again on this matter. The reason I'm coming for you again is because if that is the case, I would have expected at least one.
Yeah.
One.
No, I agree.
One out of the three, I would have expected one of them to be like, at least one to be like, nah, it's not like that, bro, and correct him. But no, they were laughing with him. Kiki, kaka. Agree.
But
okay, so don't listen.
Let me defend myself.
Hold on. I'm just saying to you. I'm just trying to illustrate to you. Yeah. It's not a true representation of the whole demographic of black men. However, given there was three, I would have expected at least one, because you said there's so much choice. I've expected at least one of them to come correct. None of them did from the clips I've seen. So,
okay, can I?
The floor is yours.
Okay. So with regards to that point, that might, I say might because I haven't watched the podcast. I don't know what their background and all of that is, but that might speak to the power of how that podcast even exists, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't know who's pulling the strings. I don't know whose podcast it is, if you know what I'm saying. So, true say, if that podcast belongs to somebody, I'm not saying who, and they come out with some wild things, and you're basically there as a member, but really you're a guest in their podcast, and they say some wild stuff. Maybe all you can do is just
if we ever have
disagree.
If we ever have guests in this podcast, if we ever have guests, I expect you to correct myself or Venom.
Be your honest self.
Hold on, be your honest self and correct us if we say something wild, because best believe I expect Venom to correct me if I say something wild, and I will 100%, as you can see and know, I will correct him if he says something wild, because my brand cannot be tarnished because someone wants to talk reckless. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, but like I said before, we have so much choice, but clearly there's misogynists. And in that podcast, there was at least 3 guys that I saw. Not one of them could have been like, it don't work like that, bro. Like, you don't have to spend money to get gal in it. Yeah. But we've got so much choice, and we're gonna end it there because we've been talking for nearly 2 hours, and you know this is too long now.
Don't worry, I'll come back in the new year. I will get you in the new year.
Listen, is it only 7 episodes we're gonna record? There's plenty of opportunity. And I came at you this week. I came with energy. I had vim. I drank my super malt today.
Is my year.
Yeah, so
2022 is my year. Don't worry, guys.
It's been a while.
You can have this one. She can have this one.
Yeah, I got it. Hello. And I'll have it every week. But it's been this just shows that it's been a mad year, and we didn't even touch on everything. So much has happened. And yeah, I know 2022. I mean, I'd love to say 2022 is not going to be mad, but come on, this world that we're living in.
I think I might write a diary in 2022.
I'm going to keep note. I mean,
so I can catch everything as it's actually happening.
I mean, our podcast will naturally do that, I think, seeing as we like to talk about current things. But yeah, guys, Christmas would have already happened by the time you watch this, so I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Ate all the turkey and them man there. Might still be eating leftovers and that. New Year's around the corner. I hope you all have a fantastic new year. However that you pass over, whether that's in prayer or with family with friends or whatever. I hope your Passover is safe, and I hope it's fun, and I hope it's full of happiness and joy and hope and all that. And let's hope that 2022 we finally leave Omicron and other variants of COVID behind and have some sort of normal life away from pandemic and all that.
Pray that in 2022 the pandemic can finally draw to a close.
Absolutely.
And that that all your hopes, dreams, wishes, ambitions that you were unable to fulfill this year or in 2021 and in 2020 because of all that is going on, as black people refer to the pandemic, I hope that you are able to achieve them in the near future.
Absolutely. And we will see you in 2022.
That's my 2022.